Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Toilets to Titles Cup of Joe program. I am Joe Knows, and this is where we recap the NCAA games and I do my updated preview of the Sunday and Monday NFL games. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to all of you. I hope you had a great holiday weekend with your families. I certainly did. I had a great time. I got some great stuff too, including this grandpa sweater that I picked out for myself. My wife thinks probably that it's too big on me and I look makes me look too old, but I love it. It's nice and roomy. It's exactly what I was looking for. It's big, it's roomy, it's comfortable, it's soft, keeps me warm. It's great. And I don't really tend to get cold, but I'll tell you, it's perfect for this morning because this morning it's actually kind of cold in my house, even though I have the heat jacked up. Even the dog is cold. He was upstairs under our sheets in our bed last night. But also my wonderful and beautiful wife got me some podcasting stuff. Not all of it worked out. She got me new headphones. These aren't the new headphones. I was fooling around with the new headphones last night, and they just really didn't work with my Mac computer. They were Bose, but just issues with the microphone. It was just a hassle. I'm like, all right, this isn't gonna work for me, so I have to exchange those. And she also got me a green screen. I was fooling around with that last night, but I think I need a bigger one actually, because I want to do in the off season. I want to do some. I'm gonna wind up doing some different programs, and I'd really like to have the green screen for that. So I think I need to get a bigger one. And but she did get me this light. She did get me this lamp, so I hope that's helping out. I feel like it's usually too dark. My program's too dark. Where if I'm doing it in the morning, usually if I do it at night on my Wednesday night program, I think the lighting's okay actually. But I think it actually looks darker when I do it Sunday morning, the show I'm doing right now. So got this lamp. I think it looks better. I think it looks better. Hopefully it's not bringing out all my blemishes, but all my wrinkles and lines. But it's looking. I think it's working out. We got some comments. Chris's videos is here. My sidekick. Hey, Chris's videos. Good morning, my friend. Chris says hello. Had an amazing Christmas. Me too, Chris. Me too, man. Christmas is always awesome. You know what? And whenever it feels like it's not going to be an awesome Christmas, you just got to get positive and make it awesome. Make it awesome in spirit. Got a new computer and a Switch OLEDT. I don't know what that is. I'm an old man, Chris. I'm an old man, so I don't know what that is. Oh, OLED. OLED. Gotcha, gotcha. All right, my friend. So Chris got a new computer. Good for you. Good for you. I got a new computer last year, actually, the one I'm on right now, and it is such a good feeling. It is such a good feeling getting a new computer. Yeah, the Cardinals are. We're gonna talk about them in a little bit, Chris. You're right. The Cardinals are. I'll tell you, that's the comment I was going to make about the game last night, Cardinals and Colts. The Colts are trending in the right direction at the right time, and the Cardinals are trending in the wrong direction at the wrong time, just like they did last year. And we're going to get that into a little bit, but I wasn't surprised by the result. I believe I picked the Colts both ways. I think the Colts were. I assume they were getting points because I think that game was in Arizona. So I think I took the Colts both ways. We're going to go over my picks a little later. But Chris, good morning, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to you and your family and all my other millions of viewers out there. Anyway, let's get into some content. So, or before we get into the content, the bells and whistles. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Give us that 5-star Apple review if and when you have the chance. We'd greatly appreciate it. Um, and where you can find the show: Apple Podcast, YouTube, Podbean, Spotify, Facebook, where we have two pages. That's our Toilets and Titles page, and the other one is When a Family Breaks, which is our Facebook page dedicated to the trading of sports memorabilia. Also, you can go to patreon.com/toilets and titles to learn how you can further support our program. Also, we have our own website, toiletsandtitles.com. It has all of our videos, articles, tons of fantasy and NFL football content. Check it out. We've got like 15 members here now at Toilets and Titles, and we all contribute in different ways. Some of us, like myself, pretty much only do videos. Some of us only do articles. Some of us do both. I think I'm going to do more articles in the off season. Just in season right now, I've just been kind of busy. So, but I think I'm going to do some more articles in the off season. I did like 2 or 3 articles I think before the season started, and I was just too busy to do articles in season. So I think I'll do more articles in the off season. And following the show is the Blitz. It starts at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is our fantasy start sit advice program. That's hosted by Mike, Alex, and Justin. And I think we might have Coach Sheps as a guest host today. So They give their own advice on start sit for today's games and and tomorrow night's game, and also, but any questions you have, send them through the chat. Every single question will be addressed and answered, and you're going to get at least two, more like most likely three responses. If we have all three hosts, if we have three hosts on the show like we normally do, you're going to get three responses to your question. Okay, I'll dive into the college game. Before we do that, let's check out Chris's comments over here. You face Jeff Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, and Deebo Samuel. That hurts. That hurts, Chris. That hurts. You know what, man? I got knocked out of my real money leagues. I got knocked out last week because, as we discussed, Chris, none of my players showed up. I had like Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski. I think Kamara didn't really do that much. I'm talking about last week, and so that hurt. That hurt. But I know Jeff Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, and Deebo Samuel. Samuel is a monster. He's a monster. When he's healthy, he's such a monster. And I remember like earlier this year, I think like the big at least here at Toilets and Titles, big debate was Deebo Samuel or Brandon Ayuk before the season began. I think it was split 50-50 here at Toilets and Titles. Me myself, I was always a Debo Samuel guy, and I like both players, but I was always more partial to Debo. And just for this year at least, I was proven correct. But that guy, when he's healthy, he's a monster. I'm a big fan of Debo Samuel. I'm a big fan of the talent that the 49ers have. I'm a big fan of their coach. And Chris also says, and Nick Chubb. You know what? I actually have Nick Chubb in my Frankenstank team. Frankenstank again is the fantasy league that we run here at Toilets and Titles for our listeners. And uh, those of us who are team members here at Toilets and Titles, we also partake in that as well. We have teams in Frankenstein, but we really started it for you, the viewers, to play with us. And I'm actually in the final four, and I've got Nick Chubb, so he did very well by me. And Chris says, Jimmy Trash Hollow. I like that. I like that. You know, Garoppolo makes it work, man. Garoppolo makes it work. I gotta say. I don't think he didn't have that great of a game this weekend, did he? I don't think so. I mean, I know they lost 20-17. So what you faced Jimmy Garoppolo? You faced Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't think he did all that much, right? I know I wasn't paying attention to Garoppolo because I don't have him and I wasn't facing him this week, so I really didn't have him on my radar. I didn't really pay attention to him, but I don't think he had a great game, right? He had like two interceptions, maybe one touchdown. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chris. But anyway, guys, let's get into some college content. And before we get into the college content, actually, real quick, just want to make a comment. Yeah, right, Chris. Yeah, I was just saying that he was bad this week. Yeah, he was. He was. He was. He's not a great quarterback. I think we all know that. He's kind of like, I think like maybe a little slightly better version of Marcus Mariota. We're really like, I don't think he's not like a starting quarterback. He's not a quarterback you want to build around, but obviously he's made it work, in San Francisco. And obviously, he's not their ideal quarterback because they drafted Trey Lance for a reason, who we're going to see next year. But he did go to a Super Bowl a few years ago, and in my opinion, he wasn't the reason why they lost. I think Shanahan, their head coach, who I love, was the reason they lost that Super Bowl because he did what he did when he was the offensive coordinator for the Falcons when they lost to the Patriots in the Super Bowl, and that is that he moved away from the running game in the fourth quarter. And that's what I remember in that 49ers Chiefs Super Bowl. Um, they moved away from the running game in the fourth quarter, and he did the same thing as the OC for the Falcons against the Patriots like 5 years ago in that really good Super Bowl, and it cost him. And it cost him. Um, did I do the right decision and drop Waller? Drop Waller? Drop Waller? You dropped him, or you just sat him this week? Hasn't played in 4 weeks. At this point, man, if you dropped him, I can't blame you, I guess. I can't blame you. Who's your backup, Chris? Who's the tight end that you're playing, man? Who's the tight end that you're playing now? Yeah, you dropped him, huh? Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. I think we got like after this week, we have 1 week left. Um, You know who I picked up? I actually picked up a player who's still officially on IR, but there are rumors. Oh, you got Gronkowski. Oh, you're fine, man. I know Gronkowski didn't have a. I have Gronkowski in. I had him in one of my leagues. He didn't show up in one of my money leagues last week, and he's one of the reasons why I lost. But Gronkowski, you're all good, man. Gronkowski's having a monster year when he's healthy. I know we didn't do well last week, but I'm not worried about Gronkowski. Now that Godwin is injured, he's done for the year, and the Buccaneers are really injured. They're banged up. Gronkowski is healthy. He's going to see a lot of targets. My new backup is Everett. You're good, man. I think you're good, Chris. I think you're good. It's always scary to drop a player like Waller, man. But you have Gronkowski and Everett. I think you're set. You have Gronk. You're fine. I dropped AJ Brown earlier this year when I thought he was done for the year, and he pops up this weekend, and he had a monster game. AJ Brown. I always loved AJ Brown. I dropped him. I thought he was done, and he wasn't having a good year anyway earlier. I thought he was done for the season. But I mean, it wouldn't have mattered for me anyway because the teams that I did have him on were my money leagues, and I got bounced out last week anyway. So he showed up a week too late for me anyway. All right, so let's get to the bowl games over here. We had some college bowl games this week. And let me drop this. Let me get rid of this ticker over here. So we're going to get to like this week, at the end of this week, we're going to get to the bowl games that really matter. But I'm just going to go through the scores. I'm not really going to go to the box scores for this games. I really don't want to spend time on that. What I am going to do in the off season for college is I'm going to start compiling lists of like top 10 at each position for college players getting ready for the draft. And I'm going to have links as well to my sources where I'm pulling my information where I want to compile like my own top 10 list, maybe eventually make it top 15 for each position, like running back, quarterback, wide receiver, offensive tackle, guard, and then same thing on the defensive side of the ball. I want to do that, like top 10, top 15 for each position, my own opinion, based on just the reading that I've done, and just, have links like in articles for that too. So, anyway, so those are some of my off-season plans. So we're gonna have some different off-season programs, and like I said, I'm gonna start getting specific with the college players since we have a few months before the draft, and so everyone can get really knowledgeable about the players. And I want to host some mock draft programs as well. Maybe one a week. We'll see. But I always think I love doing mock drafts. I'm on draft simulators in the off season like crazy. I probably do like 10 a day. I'm insane. I just love draft simulators. So I thought it'd be fun to maybe host some mock draft programs, maybe one a week, maybe one every other week. Get some guests, get some viewers on the program to do it with us. I thought that would be a lot of fun. But let's go through these bowl games that happened since our last show. They're not all that exciting, but let's go through them anyway. Tulsa defeated Old Dominion 30-17. San Diego State, who's one of my NCAA darlings. They were ranked number 24. They defeated University of Texas San Antonio 38 to 24. Wyoming defeated Kent State 52 to 38. Army Army defeated Missouri 24 to 22. I'm actually not shocked by this result. This should be shocking because Missouri is traditionally like a respectable NCAA program. Sometimes they're pretty darn good, and sometimes they're eh. And this year they're but you should never lose to Army. When you're Mizzou, you should never lose to Army, even though Army was like 9-5 this year. I gotta say Army actually put up some good games against good teams this year. I don't remember who it was, but they played some. Army and Navy both played some really. They had tough schedules. They played some ranked teams, and they actually put up good fights. Um, so I was not shocked by this result. 24 to 22 victory by Army over Mizzou. Oh, Mizzou. Oh, Mizzou. Miami of Ohio defeated North Texas 27 to 14. One of the better games. University of Central Florida defeated Florida 29 to 17. Florida is getting a new head coach this upcoming season. I forgot who it is, but it was one of the coaches that's last week I covered it. It's kind of like the dance of the college head coaches where they're all switching programs. They're kind of like all moving up in ranking, like you got a bunch of coaches. Like I know the Oregon head coach, I think, is moving on to University of Miami. Uh, University of Oklahoma head coach is moving on to USC. You have a whole bunch of coaches moving on. The Notre Dame coach is moving on as well to another team, to another school. Let's see, Georgia State defeated Ball State 51 to 20. Georgia State had a pretty good year. I think they were like 9-5 as well. They had a pretty good year, Georgia State. All right, guys, let's get to the week 16 picks. You know what? Actually, real quick, I'm sorry. Let me stick with college football. Let me go through the games, the bowl games that are coming up. So tomorrow uh, we've got Western Michigan versus Nevada. We also have Boston College versus East Carolina. Tuesday, we have this is good. This is a good game. Number 20 Houston. Houston ranked number 20 against Auburn. Auburn's only 6-6, but Auburn was bouncing in and out of the rankings all year. And Auburn had that, they almost had that big upset against Alabama at the end of the season, almost a really big upset. And Auburn's a tough team. Auburn's got a really good defense. They're a tough team. This is a good game. Houston versus Auburn Tuesday night. You know, I realize that it's not sexy necessarily. It's not like the top four teams in college football, but they're both good teams. That should be a good game. Also Tuesday, you also have Air Force versus Louisville. You have Mississippi State versus Texas Tech. You have UCLA versus North Carolina State, and you have West Virginia versus Minnesota. That's a good game too. West Virginia, they're only 6-6, but that's a very, very respectable college program. And Minnesota, they're at 8-4. They're producing more and more NFL talent every year. I'm a fan of Minnesota and their college program. They've gotten better and better every year. And they're at 8-4, and that should be a good game. That should be a good game. Wednesday, you've got SMU, that's Southern Methodist University versus Virginia. SMU also bounced in and out of the rankings this year. Maryland versus Virginia Tech. Clemson, number 19, Clemson versus Iowa State. Iowa State is not ranked. They are 7-5. Iowa State is a tough team. Iowa State's a tough team. That's going to be a good game. That should be a good game. Again, Clemson versus Iowa State. That is Wednesday. That's a good game. Also, another good game is going to be Oregon versus Oklahoma. Oregon finished the season ranked 14. Oklahoma finished 16. I think Oklahoma should have been ranked higher than Oregon, but Oregon finished 10-3. Oklahoma finished 10-2. I thought Oklahoma was a better team. Actually, I thought they had a better season than Oregon. I thought they should have been ranked higher. I will take Oklahoma in this game. The interesting thing, though, is that these two teams, Oregon and Oklahoma, both of their head coaches have basically moved on already. They moved on, I believe. So they're both going to be coaching different teams next year. I believe Oklahoma's head coach is going to be coaching USC next year, and Oregon's head coach, I believe, is going to be coaching the University of Miami next year. So both head coaches are moving on. They may have already moved on. I'm not sure how that works. Thursday, you have North Carolina versus South Carolina, Tennessee versus Purdue. That should be a good game. Tennessee was 7-5, Purdue's 8-4. Purdue produces some really good NFL players. That should be a pretty good game. Also on Thursday, you have number 12 Pittsburgh versus number 10 Michigan State. That's a really good game. One player in particular, if you're a quarterback, excuse me, if your favorite NFL team is in need of a quarterback, there is a player in this game that you really want to keep your eye on, and that's quarterback for Pittsburgh, Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett. He had a very good year. He might be the best quarterback coming out into this draft this year. Um, yeah, he's like one of the three you could probably put up there and as top. This is not a great quarterback draft. I would not really want to be drafted one of these quarterbacks number one, but you probably will have a quarterback go number one this year, like it normally happens, and it could very well be Kenny Pickett, quarterback out of Pittsburgh. So again, number on Thursday, number 12 Pittsburgh will be playing number 10 Michigan State. That's gonna be a good game. That's a game worth watching. Also on Thursday, you have Wisconsin versus Arizona State. That should be a good game too. Both teams were 8-4. On Friday, you have Wake Forest versus Rutgers. Eh, Washington State versus the University of Miami, Central Michigan versus Boise State, and then this is Friday. We're talking about New Year's Eve, December 31st. Then we have the two games that really, really matter. You're gonna have at 3:30 p.m. You can have the number 4 Cincinnati Bearcats versus number 1 Alabama. And then at 7:30 p.m., the game I really want to see is number 3 Georgia versus number 2 Michigan. That should be a good game. That'll be at 7:30 p.m. Friday, New Year's Eve. So we got a lot of bowl games coming up. Also, January 1st. Well, all right, January 1st, Saturday, we're going to have Penn State versus Arkansas. Arkansas is ranked 21. We're also going to have that same day on New Year's Day. You're going to have number 9 Oklahoma State versus number 5 Notre Dame. That's a good game. You're going to have number 15 Iowa versus number 22 Kentucky. That's a good game. You're gonna have number 11 Utah versus number 6 Ohio State. That's a good matchup. I'm not a game I'm interested in watching, but that's a good matchup. You also have number 7 Baylor versus number 8 um, Ole Miss. That's a good game. I'm a big fan. There's another good quarterback, one of the better quarterbacks in this draft coming out of Ole Miss, and that's Matt Corral. Matt Corral, Corral, he quarterback from Ole Miss. He's pretty good. I'd say he and Kenny Pickett are probably the two best quarterbacks coming out of this draft. You got some other ones like Sam Howell. I keep hearing the name Malik Willis out of Liberty. He scares the crap out of me. He's kind of like a Trey Lance type of guy, big arm, mobile, can buy time with his agility. But I don't think he's as good as a prospect as Trey Lance. And Liberty is a really small time college program. Seeing Malik Willis as one of the top quarterbacks in this draft scares the crap out of me if you need a quarterback. It really does. Um, you want to take him the back end of the first round, or in the second round, totally cool, totally cool. But I'd be scared. I'd be scared shitless seeing Malik Willis drafted in the top 10. I really would, or even top 15, to be honest with you. That would scare me. Anyway, okay, let's move on to the college games, guys. Not the college games. Let's move on to the Week 16 picks. Let me get my You know what? I didn't do the update. Oh, I didn't update it. All right, guys. So I don't know how accurate these point spreads are. They could have changed since I did on a Wednesday. Oh no. Oh no. All right, let me just share a screen. I forgot. I'm sorry. I'm kind of my brain's in the clouds a little bit because of the holidays and just rushing around and everything. So I do apologize. Let's share the screen over here. Boom. All right, guys. You can see that. All right, so let's see, top 10, not doing that. Okay, so I was supposed to update these today. I did not update them. I do apologize. So these spreads may not be accurate. Anyway, and let me get here's my ESPN tab over here. I need to get my scores up over here because we do have some scores to go over from the NFL games. Um, Again, okay, so in the Thursday night game, 49ers at the Titans. The 49ers were giving 3 points in Tennessee. I thought that was crazy. So I took the Titans getting the points. I took the 49ers straight up. So I got it right with the Titans getting the points. I got it wrong with the 49ers straight up. Um, let's see, the Browns at the Packers. The Packers were giving 7.5 points. I took the Packers giving the points and the Packers straight up. I think I got that one partly wrong. Yeah, so Packers won by 2 points. So far I'm 0-2 straight up, and I'm 2-0 with the spread. And then the Colts at the Cardinals. The Cardinals were giving a point. I took the Colts getting the point, and the Colts straight up. I was right both ways there. That was another good game, 22-16. And as Chris's videos pointed out earlier in the program, the Cardinals not playing well. And I just want to reiterate the point that I made that you've got a tale of two teams here right now. You've got the Cardinals who are trending down after a really hot start, and you have the Colts who are seriously trending up at the right time. The Colts, I think, started off with an 0-3 season, maybe 0-4. I think it was 0-3. But anyway, they lost their first few games. I knew the Colts were better than that. I was right. The Colts are now 9-6, and I think they're only a game behind Tennessee for they're a game behind in the standings, I believe, of Tennessee in their division, but Tennessee does have the tiebreaker because they beat the Colts twice earlier this season. But the Colts are looking great. And I've got them right now as like my number 2 AFC team behind the Chiefs. Colts are looking really good. Um, Okay, so let's get to my picks for this week. Again, I forgot to update the spread and my picks this morning. I forgot to do that. I apologize. I've just been really busy, really tired. So I'm going off the spread from Wednesday. This may not be accurate. Um, so the Lions at the Falcons. The Falcons were giving 5.5 points. I'm taking the Lions getting the points. The Falcons straight up. Ravens at the Bengals. The Bengals were giving 3 points. I'm taking the Ravens getting the points and the Ravens straight up. I know the Bengals shellacked them earlier this season, but the Ravens are just a resilient team. Um, and I know this game's in Cincinnati, but the Ravens, at this time of the year, the Ravens know how to win. I believe in track records. It means a lot to me. And this Ravens team, their coaches, this organization, they know how to win. They've been banged up all season. Really, really, they've had as many injuries as anyone to really good players, and yet they're still winning. They don't have a great record, but they're still winning. I think they're like 8-6 or something like that. Um, this is going to be a tough game, but I am going to take the Ravens pulling the upset here. So I'm taking the Ravens getting the points and the Ravens straight up. Again, the Ravens are a veteran team. They've been in this position before, late in the season, fighting for playoff spots, fighting for playoff positioning, and they've done. The Bengals are a young team, especially where it counts at quarterback. A lot of the Bengals' best players are very young. I don't think they have the experience that the Ravens do. At this time of the year, I'm going with the Ravens. Rams at the Vikings. The Rams are giving 3 points. I'm taking the Vikings getting the points. You know what? I'm changing this. I'm changing this. I'm taking the Rams. I'll take the Vikings getting the points. I'm taking the Rams straight up. The Rams, just like the Ravens, the Rams are a veteran team. Um, and they're relatively healthy. The Vikings, this should be a good game. Every single game with the Vikings by the Vikings this year, whether they won or they lost, has been close. Um, Even last week, I think it was when the Vikings were up like 28-0 against whoever their opponent was. I forgot who it was. They wound up winning like 33-28, something like that. So, even when the Vikings should be destroying someone, they let the other team get back. So even if the Vikings lose, this should be a good game, a good close game. I'll take the Vikings getting the points. This game's in Minnesota. It is in a dome. The Rams are giving 3 points in Minnesota. I'll take the Vikings getting the points at home. I'll take the Rams straight up. That should be a good game. Bills at the Patriots. The Patriots are giving 2.5 points at the games in New England. Patriots are giving 2.5 points. I'm taking the Bills getting the points and the Bills straight up. Last time when it was the Patriots at the Bills, I actually picked the Patriots to pull the upset and I got it right. This time I'm taking it's totally, you would think that this time of the year, the Patriots, Bill Belichick, that at home that they would get the win. And listen, I wouldn't be shocked if the Patriots win, but you know what? The Patriots having Mac Jones, who's had a really good rookie year, but he's a rookie, worries me in this position. We're getting towards the end of the year here. You're playing for playoff position, a spot in the playoffs and playoff positioning. I'm going to go with the Bills. Um, I'm going to go with the Bills this time. I'm going to go with the Bills getting the points and the Bills straight up. It's just a gut feeling. Jaguars at the Jets. All right, let's check the spread on this one. We got to check the spread. I'm going to update this. The Okay, Jaguars at the Jets. All right, so the Jets are giving 2 points. Um, I'll take the Jets giving the points and the Jets straight up. Okay, guys. So I updated it. Jaguars at the Jets. The Jets are giving 2 points. I'm going to take the Jets the Jets giving the points and the Jets straight up. This one over here, the Giants at the Eagles. The Eagles are giving 9.5 points. I'm taking the Eagles giving the points and the Eagles straight up. Even if the spread went up to like 10.5, I don't know. I haven't checked the new spread. Um, Even if it went up to like 10.5, I'm taking the Eagles. Giants are horrible. They can't score more than like 6 or 9 points in a game. Playing with either the second string or the third string quarterback. I think they're going with Jake Fromm, the third string quarterback. I got to go with the Eagles, giving the points to the Eagles straight up. Giants are just horrible right now. They're banged up, seriously missing a lot of players, and they're just looking horrible. Buccaneers at the Panthers. Buccaneers are giving 10 points. I'm taking the Buccaneers, giving the points, and the Buccaneers straight up. I know the Buccaneers are injured, but they're much better than the Panthers, even though it's a divisional game. That's something to think about. Buccaneers are much better than the Panthers, but it is a divisional game. Those tend to be tough. But the Panthers are not the Saints. The Saints shut out the Buccaneers last week, 9-0. The Panthers aren't the Saints, though. Um, and their head coach is not Sean Payton. So I'm going to take, even though the Buccaneers are giving 10 points, I'm taking the Buccaneers giving the points, the Buccaneers straight up, even though this game is in Carolina. Chargers at the Texans. The Chargers are giving 10 points. I'm taking the Chargers giving the points and the Chargers straight up. Bears at the Seahawks. The Seahawks are giving 6.5 points. I'm taking the Bears getting the points in this game and the Seahawks straight up. Mm, I'm probably going to regret that, but I'm going to stick with it. I'm taking the Bears getting the points and the Seahawks straight up. Steelers at the Chiefs. The Chiefs are giving 7.5 points. I'm taking the Steelers getting the points and the Chiefs straight up. Let me look at that updated one because I know Travis Kelce got hit with COVID. Tyreek Hill, by the way, Tyreek Hill originally was on the COVID list. He is now active. He is off the COVID list. I'm going to repeat that. Wide receiver for the Chiefs, Tyreek Hill is active for this game. He's no longer on the COVID list, and I've got him in on my Frankenstein fantasy team, so that means a lot to me. All right, so the update. Wow. Okay. Wow. The updated spread is 10 points. Wow. The Chiefs giving 10 points, and this is going. This is according to ESPN. All right. I'm taking the. I'm still. Yeah. I'm taking the Steelers getting the points and the Chiefs straight up. Okay. Broncos at the Raiders. Oh, it's still even. The line in this game is still even. Look at that. Look at that. All right, so that's crazy. I've never seen that before. This, on game day. Um, all right, I took the Raiders, so there's no spread. So I'm going to take the Raiders straight up. That's going to be a really close game. That game could go either way. I'm really tempted to take the Broncos, but the Denver is going to have Drew Lock at quarterback. And I'd suspect they're going to run the heck out of the ball, and that's the Raiders' weakness is their run defense. Raiders have a good pass defense. The run defense is not good. It's like the Giants, it's not good. The Raiders and Giants defense are very similar in terms of their strengths and weaknesses. Um, and the Broncos have a really good pass defense. This game is in Vegas, though. It's Drew Lock. All right, I'm going to stick with the Raiders straight up. That's a tough game. Washington at the Cowboys. The Cowboys are giving 11 points. All right, now it's 10 points. No matter what, I was taking the Cowboys. It didn't matter. I don't care if it went up to 15 points. I was taking the Cowboys. Even though Washington has a history, and I'm a believer in track record and history to mean they mean something, it's patterns. And a pattern is Washington usually gives the Cowboys a really hard time. But this game is in Dallas. Um, I gotta take the Cowboys giving the points and the Cowboys straight up. I just got to. Even though Washington has a history of just matching up well against the Cowboys for whatever reason. And our Monday night game is the Dolphins at the Saints. The Saints are giving 3 points. Let me check that spread. I want to see if that's been updated. That's a tough game for me. That's a tough game. It's 2.5. Oh, okay. The Dolphins are giving 2.5 points now. Okay. Ooh. All right. Let's check that out. So the Dolphins are giving 2.5 points. Okay. Dolphins at the Saints. The Dolphins are giving 2.5 points. Geez. I have the Dolphins. Right now, I'm taking the Dolphins getting the points and the Saints straight up. But it's the Dolphins giving points now. You know what? I got to go with the Saints getting the points in New Orleans. I have to go with the Saints getting the points. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Saints straight up, too. I am. All right, so it's Dolphins at the Saints. The Dolphins are giving 2.5 points. I'm going with the Saints getting the points and the Saints straight up. You never know what's going to happen to the Saints because they are like a 500 team. They shut down the Buccaneers 9-0 last week. But you know what? The Dolphins are a pretty good team. They've been hot since for like the past like 7 weeks. Um, and the Saints have a really good defense. Man, this is a tough game, but the game's in New Orleans. So I'm going to take the Saints getting the points and the Saints straight up. And those are my updated picks, guys. Those are my updated picks. Um, let's see. Okay, guys. So, all right. Those are my updated Week 16 picks. Let's move on to just want to give you before I end the show. Just want to go through our in-season schedule. In-season is ending fairly soon, and we'll be moving to our off-season schedule, which is still yet to be determined because we're still deciding, what shows we're going to do. but I'm definitely gonna do a bunch of college stuff, getting ready for the college draft. And I'm also gonna start like a Giants. I'm a Giants fan myself. I'm gonna start like a Giants program as well. And I'm not trying to make toilets and titles into a Giants channel. Don't get me wrong, but I'm a big Giants fan. I like to talk Giants football. So I know they're boring right now because they stink, but they're not boring to me because I'm a Giants fan. So I do want to do a Giants program as well. But anyway, our in-season schedule as it's still going. Monday night we have our waiver wire program for Patreon members only, and then it's released on YouTube at 12 o'clock the next day on Tuesday. Tuesday at 8 p.m. we have Toilets to Titles, our flagship program. Wednesday at around 9 p.m. I usually start at like 8 or 8:30. Is my Wednesday night anywhere between 8 to 9 o'clock. We'll be starting my Wednesday night show, which is Joe Knows NFL Review Preview. That's where I review the previous week's NFL results, and I give my own preview of my own picks for the upcoming NFL games. Wednesday, following that show, Wednesday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is Dollars to Deuces, which is our weekly betting advice program. They give betting advice for NFL and NCAA games. And then, I'm sorry, I messed up. Thursday at 8 p.m. is a dash of DFS. Saturday at 7:30 p.m. is our Down Under Dynasty program. We've got a team of guys in Australia who do their own programs 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday. These guys are really into dynasty football. That's what this is about. So Down Under Dynasty, again, they're from Australia. They're giving their advice on dynasty football. And you have any questions? If you're really into Dynasty, you have questions. Uh, you know, any looking for any ideas on trades or looking for opinions on any trade propositions, send them through the chat to our team down in Australia. 7:30 p.m. it starts. 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Saturday night. Sunday again is the show you're watching. Sunday at 8 a.m. At around 8 a.m. is my show. What you're watching right now, it's the Cup of Joe, Sunday Cup of Joe, NCAA recap, NFL preview. Following the show at 10:30 a.m. is the Blitz, and it says that it's a start-sit call-in show. Eventually, we want to get it to be a call-in show, but right now we're taking any and all questions you have looking for fantasy start-sit advice. Send them through the chat. It's a really hot show, and it's really gaining traction as it should because we have three great hosts. It's a lot of fun. They give their own advice on who they're starting, who they're sitting for their own teams, but they're also addressing every single question that comes through the chat. Check it out. I'm usually in the chat myself looking for some advice, so it's a lot of fun, the Blitz. And again, here are the Twitter handles for me and all my colleagues here at Toilets and Titles. We're up to like 14, 15 guys right now. Check it out. We're a great crew. Just follow everyone on Twitter, please. It's just a great crew, really is. And if you ever have any questions, you just want to reach out to one person on the team, go ahead and do it. If you're looking for some sort of, start sit advice, drop in the hat. You're like, oh, I just need some quick advice. Feel free to hit these guys up. Really, really good. Or hit me up. All good. And then again, don't forget to give that 5-star Apple review for us if you can. Really appreciate it. You're sitting on the toilet, you got nothing to do. Take 30 seconds to go over to Apple, give us a 5-star Apple review. It really helps us a lot. And don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, hit that bell. And before I leave, let's see, we got Rich Gonzalez. Travis Kelce is out today. Yep, Rich. Yep, Travis Kelce is still out today. That's unfortunate. He's such a beast. He's having a really good year. But yes, and as Rich says, his DMs are always open. So if you guys, ever have any spur of the moment questions, fantasy wise, looking to make a quick decision, need some advice though, would like some consultation, everyone on our team is available, but Rich is always checking his DMs. Always check it out, guys. So that's what we're here for. We're here for you, our wonderful millions of viewers. But yeah, that sucks about Travis Kelce. But the good thing is at least Tyreek Hill is playing, and I've got him on my Frankenstein team, so I need him. I was so happy to see that last night. I was like, oh, Tyreek Hill's gonna be playing. He's off the COVID list, so he's on my Frankenstein team, and I'm ready to rock. So anyway, guys, I'm out of here. Get ready. Like I said, at 10:30 today um will be our weekly start sit show, which is called the Blitz. Any questions you have, send them through the chat. They will address every single question that comes through the chat All right, everyone, have a great week and continue to enjoy your holidays. I know Christmas is yesterday, but it's still the holiday season for everybody. Holiday season for everybody, regardless of religion or regardless of if you're atheist, whatever. It's still the holiday season. Everyone enjoy it, relax, be joyful, uh, just enjoy it all. Enjoy life and enjoy the football games this weekend, everyone. And I'll catch you on Wednesday with my other program. Everyone, Rich, Chris's videos, the millions of viewers out there, have a good day. I'll catch you later.